Hey Virgo, Ali from Indigo Ascension. Welcome to your weekly quick read for the week beginning October the 25th. Now, the last few weeks I've been saying there's a lot of stuff going on out there. There really truly is. So I highly suggest you take a look at the readings from the last few weeks to see how those astrological placements and how that energy eventually comes down to ground and integrate into our daily realities. It can take a while, but certainly there has been this gestational birthing, pulling, moving us towards Scorpio energy. And I don't know if you remember, a few weeks ago I talked about the new moon in Scorpio and I was mistaken. It was a new moon in Libra. But perhaps there was a deeper truth to that. You know, in between the new moon in Libra and the new moon in Scorpio, there's certainly been this Plutonian transformational opportunity to birth new realities and versions of self. Six of Wands, let's remember that. And it can take quite a while. And all of this Scorpio energy, you know, that we're going to be walking into, and there's, you know, the sun is in Scorpio. Mars is in Scorpio this week. That's what I'm focusing on for this week's quick reads. And then Mercury will enter Scorpio not long after. Now, this energy floats around for the next 6 weeks in many ways. So there is an opportunity here to deeply experience transformation, okay? Mars in Scorpio really lights up your third house, Virgo, and we're going to have the sun there. We're going to have, you've just had the sun in your third house. The sun in Scorpio affects your third house, I should say, where there's an awareness that conversations need to happen, communications need to happen, local travel needs to happen. I need to ask questions, do research, whatever, make applications, and then there's Mars in Scorpio lighting up the same area of your chart, and then Mercury, which is the mind and communications, lights up the same area of your life, okay? And maybe we needed that massive retrograde wrap-up that happened. Maybe we needed that full moon in Aries to really spark us last week, because it also was accompanied by a T-square in Pluto. There's like this coming to a head energy, and when retrogrades wrap up, it can sometimes be like a crash course in all of the lessons that were meant to be integrated in that 6-month period. It can be quite intense, and it certainly has been. So, you know, we can all only ever check in where we are at. But for you guys, Virgo, look, Mars in Scorpio energy, and this is for everyone, you know, there is this distinct inner knowing of the innate intentions of the emotional natures of others. As empaths, we can pick up on the vibes going around us, yeah? And when it comes to being able to intuitively pick up on the vulnerable states of others, we can be very human and either use that for good or ill. So there's this power energy out there. The truth is, power can be used for good or ill. And if I can connect to someone's vulnerabilities, I can use that power for good or ill. Yeah, there's this energy of the potential for deception around. There's this energy for potential for manipulation around. But there's also this beautiful possibility of high vibrational energy to help lift others outside of that and connect stronger into compassion. Again, it's always a balance, and the balance we learnt in Libra season, okay? Mars Scorpio is the emotional seer, like I've already said. There is a need for depth. We are not satisfied with the superficial and on the surface. We want the truth, you know, we want to experience depth. And make no mistake, there is energies of aggression, tension, conflict, and a desire for it. All right, just being aware. All of this can also mean that we are not deceiving self and not creating conflict within self, Virgo, okay? That is the promise and potential for the next 6 weeks as Mars floats around Scorpio. What I'd like to do for this week's intuitive reads is do an intuitive, what I'd like to do for this week's quick reads is do an intuitive read, Virgo. So take this moment to press pause, connect in, and to perhaps have a think about what you would like answered. Maybe it's an important question in your life. Maybe it's an important area that you're focused on at the moment, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be third house stuff, which is what's lining up with Mars in Scorpio. Third house, lots of local travel, lots of communication, lots of connections to school old school friends, okay, siblings, and that sort of thing. So there's lots of communications, learning, communications, travel, connected to those areas of life perhaps, and that's this energy. There's going to be a distinct focus on this energy in your chart for the next 6 weeks, as not just the Sun, but Mars and Mercury are all focused and condensed within your third house, my friend. So hopefully you've had to think about what you would like your reading to cover, and hopefully the cards I pull identify some potential guidance, confirmation, clarity, and healing for you. The Hierophant is underneath the deck, my friend. Maybe there is a Taurus at play. Maybe there are bigger spiritual principles that are wanting to come through for you. Wow, the other thing I thought of, why can't I, there we go, is the Hierophant linked to Taurus. Okay, Taurus will be taking the North Node at the end of November. There'll be a partial lunar eclipse. There's something here about wisdom, spiritual principles, the wisdom of elders, the wisdom of the past, the wisdom of the spirit world, okay? When we want depth, which is what Mars and Scorpio and all this scorpionic energy is, when we want true depth and not spiritual, not surface superficialities, God, how many S words? There's something here about everlasting knowing, everlasting guidance, everlasting wisdom that is nourishing. Okay, I don't know. There you go. There's something there. The Empress is underneath the deck, my friend, underneath that card for you. Okay, take it however it resonates. The Hierophant rules spiritual connections, soul family, soul connections, and that sort of thing. Okay, now you guys, there's third house stuff, okay? Communications, local travel. Maybe there's been this inner wisdom moment, inner aha moment. You've showed up in your highest element with the Hermit card showing up in the recent past. A wisdom has been gained, my friend, okay? Maybe you've learned something through communications. Lots of local travel, out and about. There's something here about the wisdom of what you've learned, okay? Is what I'd like to say. The Knight of Pentacles is an ongoing situation. Is a long story, okay? It's an extended story. The Knight of Pentacles is a commitment, okay? It can be also non-budging energy is the other thing I wanted to mention here, Virgo. But the Knight of Pentacles is the only knight that is guaranteed a place at the throne as king. So if something in your life feels like it's been going on for too long and that next progress hasn't happened yet, that's what I feel is like there's spiritual guidance here for you. There's this everlasting truth, this wisdom that is to be gained perhaps in the next 6 weeks while all this Scorpio energy. But then there's like forward movement. The minute we have a partial lunar eclipse in Taurus, which happens towards the end of November, I'm going to be covering those changes in eclipse quite extensively actually on my YouTube channel. So look out for that. We've just literally finished, we're wrapping up a 2-year ecliptical cycle with Gemini in the North Node and Sagittarius in the South Node. There's lessons here that are wrapping up, okay? Just when we thought we're just wrapping up the lessons of these retrogrades and then finishing Libra season and entering Scorpio season, we're changing ecliptical cycles too, which is huge. Taurus will take the North Node, okay? There's something here about energies coming up, and underneath all of this is the gift of perhaps the Taurus ecliptical cycle for you guys. All right, Virgo, and that will actually be falling in your 12th, 11th, 10th, 9th house. There's something to be learned here, this next level of yourself, because Taurus rules your 9th house. Partnerships, emotional partnerships, new beginnings, reinvigorations of existing ones. There's a beginning here, a new relationship, a new emotional connection, a new emotional relationship with self, with life, with my goals and dreams. Take it however it resonates, okay? There's a new emotional beginning here potentially, and maybe this is falling in third house matters. Maybe I'm communicating about this. Maybe it's connected to siblings, school friends, okay? It might be happening in local travel. There are beneficial partnerships here that I can sort of form even, okay? This is connections, local travel, slow-moving energy. So maybe this slow-moving energy desires to go somewhere else, but it's a start. You have made a start on a much bigger story, and I feel like the Taurus ecliptical cycle, when Taurus takes the North Node, it's a bigger story, okay, for some of the Virgos I'm connecting into. What's coming up? Emotional options. Maybe you're feeling quite emotional. Maybe you're not sure which way is the right way to go. And again, my friend, I feel like it's a much bigger story. It's a 2-year story ahead for you. And it really strongly connects to Taurus being in the North Node, which connects to your 9th house. There's something to be learned here, which I feel may not have been integrated. And certainly with the Hierophant floating around, which is spiritual wisdoms, and the Hermit in the recent past, has there been an opportunity to integrate a wisdom that you have missed or have not acknowledged, is something that I would like to say, because it's a slow moving energy crowned by the Knight of Pentacles, okay? What needs to freshly begin on the heart level, the emotional level, what needs to be acknowledged. Remember, Mars in Scorpio gets to the core of our emotional truth. So what is the new beginning there that desires to happen? And maybe the new moon in Libra, new moon to Scorpio, is a powerful, potent portal to really activate that, Virgo. I think this is huge, this reading, like so philosophical. And it talks of a much bigger story, okay? I hope you got something out of that. All right, that was your quick read for the week beginning October the 25th, Virgo. Until next week, my friend, have an empowered week and take care.